Hello, this is your professor, Katrina Kopoloff. I'm the professor for Digital Art Studio, which is also called Art 102, and this is section 21. So I want everyone to go to the dashboard, your LaSalle dashboard, and it should look something like this, where you have all the classes that you're taking in Canvas. And please click on this class, the 102-21. And right now the home is set to look like something like this. I'm going to change it to student view. Let's talk a little bit about the navigation of this course and a little bit about myself. So the home is set to the modules right now. You can see that there's a bunch of things in here. I would like everybody to just know that what we're going to be doing in this online class will show up in the weeks. So you have all these weeks. Right now there's only 3 showing. This is week 1. We also have this getting started area, which is just like resources for help and me to more about myself and orientation and things like that. These are software resources for this class. I'll talk about those later. And they're just going to be linked to your assignments anyway, but if you find that you need to access the shortcut keys for Photoshop, but you lost them, they are here. These are resources for the lectures about the elements of design that we will be covering throughout the course. So let's look at the syllabus, because that's pretty important for the first day. We are scheduled for Tuesdays, Thursdays. As you know, these first 2 weeks we will not have any Zoom classes, which means that everything is just going to be on the website. If you have a question about anything, feel free to email me, but we won't be meeting live until the 3rd week. So let's review a little bit about the syllabus. I expect everyone to really read through this before next week. Mainly I want to talk about what we're going to be doing, which is learning not just the elements of design, but Photoshop and Illustrator software. You're going to need those on your computer. And the assignments that we're going to be doing for this semester. So you'll notice that there's 2 assignments and then exercises and the class breakdown of the grade. Assignments really count for the most part of your grade, and you want to take your time with them and make sure that you get them done. This first one is in Photoshop. We're going to be making some drawings. Don't worry if you can't draw, because you're not even going to be looking at your paper. And we're going to be taking them into Photoshop. Then in Illustrator, during the second half of the semester, we're going to be making patterns using triangles and hexagons. The exercises are different in the weight of how they're graded from the assignment, and mainly with the exercises, it's more of just skill building, learning how to take something and do something in a process, and it's less about your creativity, it's just more about technical skills, and then you'll take these skills and then you can put them into your assignments. 10% of your grade is based on your class participation and your involvement in the critiques, which are going to be done on the discussion board area, and 10% is the quizzes. These quizzes are based on video lectures that will be given throughout the course. And like your understanding of those, and then the sketchbook assignment, which is in the second half of the semester. So I want you all to really read through the schedule so that you can see how these assignments are being broken up into time throughout 2 days during the week. Okay, so I'm not going to really talk about the schedule because you should read through that, and also just a note, disclaimer, that this schedule is subject to change. So don't get super stressed out if on week 11 we're not doing exactly what it says on here. Just view this as a skeleton. I might notice like midway that certain, like the majority of the class really are not finished with an assignment, and so I might devote more time to that and take out certain things that are going to come later. I would rather everybody spend enough time in the software to really understand it than rush through something and then everybody comes out and like doesn't have any finished work and doesn't really know how to use the software. So I'm going to announce any changes as they happen. So don't worry about that. I will definitely keep you up to date if the schedule changes. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about who I am. And I'm going to introduce my own work and self. My name is Katrina Kopoloff, and you can see my work on my website, and I am also a freelance illustrator as well as teaching Photoshop, illustration, and Adobe Illustrator for many years now. This was a picture book that I did that is in Portuguese, and most of my illustration work is children's book illustration, and a little bit of editorial, which means magazines. So this work is finished with traditionally, which means I used colored inks and watercolor. So it is traditional art, not digital art. But I still use Photoshop to help me change the size of something, collage something together so it's easier for me to draw later, and also I had to put all the text and the image together, right, to understand like where is the space for the text and where is the space for the image. So the computer does really help me even if I do traditional on paper work. This is something that we're going to be getting to in the second half of the semester, which is to create a pattern for an end paper for a hardcover book. And what is an end paper? So I challenge everybody to go find a hardcover book in your bookshelf if you have any books, and open the first page, and there should be a paper that runs from the book into the paper, and that is what's called an end paper. So this was done with a triangle, but it's done as a hexagon pattern, which we're going to be getting to. I kind of edited this a little bit, but we are going to be looking at pattern making in Illustrator. The other book I want to show you is this book, which is in Spanish, The Visit of the Trolls. It was published in Spain, and this artwork is done digitally. So I still use a pen and ink on paper and do all the line work in black, scan it in, and then do all the coloring in Photoshop. And we're going to kind of learn a little bit about taking something that's in the real world on paper and putting that into Photoshop, and how to manipulate that and change the color of the line, add layers, have opacity, and things like that. So that's a little bit about my work, and you can see more examples of more advanced Photoshop coloring here, versus something that is all traditional with watercolors and inks. And maybe you can tell the difference, and maybe you can't. All right, so let's go back to the syllabus for this class and the main page. So my email address is here. Please feel free to reach out to me at any moment. I will try to keep up with my emails, especially while these first few weeks. But please be patient and just know, things might take like a day or so to answer. Nothing is imminent at this beginning of the course. Okay, I would like to make sure that everybody has Photoshop and Illustrator on a personal computer. That is very important for you to get started. And okay, so now you know where the syllabus is, right? So let's look at home and some of these tabs here. Zoom is where you're going to go if we're going to have a Zoom class. And then there will be a link here to enter into our virtual live Zoom class. Grades, this is where you can see your grade. I'm not going to be using this. Getting Help has other resources for you. I would like everybody to get out a notebook, assign it for this class, have a new or a used, whatever, notebook that has paper in it. That's going to be your class notebook for this class, and it is going to be graded. So that's very important, and I want you to write down all of this information, the help desk information in there, just in case you need to reach out to them. Getting Help. Discussions is where you're going to post a discussion. For instance, if we have a assignment and you need to critique on somebody's work, discussions is where you're going to go. Quizzes are going to happen. You can find them here. And also in the weeks. The most important thing is just the weeks, because this is going to show you what we're doing for every class, and everything will be in here, and there will be things that you have to do with links that are in there. So for right now, we looked at the syllabus, we know what the assignments are going to be, and then we looked at who am I and what is my work, and now we know that we need to have a class notebook, and what is this class notebook, right? So everything is in the weeks. This video is just more for navigation and understanding where things are and how the class works. So I think that's everything. We've covered the syllabus, where it is, the weeks, where is that, that's in home, and everything is in here, and there will be tasks that you have to do, and who am I, right? So that's everything you need to know. If you have any other questions, please feel free to reach out.